Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Completely different video today. I'm doing something completely different. One of my goals today, or actually one of my goals I've had for several weeks now, is to kind of rearrange my bags. I've gotten to where I've got so much gear in one bag that it's just not working anymore. So I needed to do some restructuring. And so I thought I would do a what's in my bag video. Now, several years ago, I did a What's in My Bag video, and I kind of poked fun at all the guys who are doing the What's in My Bag videos because I think they're kind of dumb. And what I meant by they're kind of dumb back in those days is it seemed like a lot of the people that were doing these videos were just taking an opportunity to do a brag on my gear video. It's like, look at all this great stuff I've got, and it just always came across kind of dumb to me. But the longer I do this channel, the more I realize that most of the people that watch my videos are inspired by what I do, but ultimately they want to see how I do what I do and what I use to do what I do. So gear is always a big deal. Most of the questions I get are people saying, you know, what gear do you use? What lighting do you do? What settings do you set everything? So I'm starting to understand the value of a what's in my bag video. So I'm going to go through it real quick as I kind of reorganize my gear and how I carry it around. Now, let me start by saying this. If you are a photographer for any length of time, you're going to end up with about 100 bags. This is just real quick. 1, 2, 3. This is my main bag that I've been using for a long time. I've also got this bag, which I don't even know if you can buy a kind of fanny pack low pro bag anymore. I got this originally because I used to do a lot of hiking and it was ideal for that. And then I've got this, I guess you'd call it a bag, but it's more of a box. Love this thing because it's my secondary thing that I take on location. Has a little sentimental value to me as well because it came from the school I used to teach at. The tags are still on it. The Mamiya Mamiya RZ67 that used to be checked out to go into the portrait studios at the Ohio Institute of Photography came in this box. Yeah, P2, which was a portrait room. So this is starting to fall apart a little bit, so it's got to go. But those are the bags at the moment that I'm using. But as you can see, sort of on this table here is all the gear. Let me run through real quick the gear that I use on a regular basis, and in no particular order. My main camera, Fuji X-T4. I got the vertical grip on it. One of the biggest reasons I have the vertical grip is battery life. There's 3 batteries in this when you set it up like this. I can shoot an entire event. I can go for a long time. I'm not going to worry about batteries running out. I do have an extra battery that I carry around with me, so I've got that, but the vertical grip allows you to have plenty of battery life without changing. I also like to be able to hold it like this if I'm going vertical. That's a big deal to me. I'm not a big fan of having to go like this. The other thing, and this is probably superficial to a certain extent, a vertical grip makes the camera a bigger, more impressive looking camera. So when you pull it out, I think people are like, wow, big camera. That's starting to change a little bit, but I think for a long time that was true. To have an impressive camera made you look like you knew what you were doing. So that's my main camera, Fuji X-T4. Love it, 26 megapixels, plenty of resolution for what I do. Never had a problem. Probably the workhorse lens for most of what I do is the 16 to 55 f2.8. I just recently got this. I got rid of my 16 to 80, which I did a video about how much I like that lens, and I did really enjoy that lens. But I switched it out for this one. This one is just a little nicer. It is definitely heavier and bulkier. 16 to 55, the 2.8 is nice. I'm not a huge, you gotta shoot wide open kind of guy, but it is nice to have that extra stop. So that's kind of the workhorse lens. My next workhorse lens, as far as product stuff, headshots, things like that, is the Fuji 80mm f2.8 macro lens. You can shoot 1:1 with this thing. I love it in the studio. I love it for portraits. I love it for headshots. Next go-to lens. The third lens I have for the X-T4 is the 10-24. I believe this is an f4 lens. Biggest reason I have this lens is to shoot real estate. I don't do a lot of real estate, but I do a fair amount of it. And if I ever need to get into a house to shoot real estate or do architectural stuff, that 10mm is a must. Absolutely fantastic. Probably the least used lens for me, but super, super nice. I plan to do some scenic type stuff this fall. I want to go up and shoot some waterfalls when the leaves are changing. That's the one that will be on my camera. Next camera I carry around a lot is the Fuji X100 VI. I had the V, absolutely loved the V for a long time. Sold it, went to the 6. I almost feel like I'm using the exact same camera. I don't know, this one's got image stabilization and some other things that are nice, but really it feels like the same camera. The leaf shutter in this thing is fantastic. Absolutely love it. Got an extra battery that I carry around everywhere I go with it. Next, I do have a light meter, a Sekonic light meter. I don't carry this around all the time because it's not always a need. But for certain jobs, certain occasions, I will take this around with me. So there you go, there's that. Now when I switch over to lighting, and lighting is a big deal, and lighting is where I'm coming into an issue with fitting it all into a bag and causing me to make some changes in my bag situation. First little light that I carry around is this little Lume Cube Mini. I love carrying this thing around. It's amazing how often it comes in handy. Typically it's up on that shelf up behind me. If you notice, the lighting in here is a little bit different today, which, by the way, I'm filming this whole thing on my iPhone, so it's going to look a little bit different than what I normally do because my X-T4 is over here, so I can show it to you. Now, as far as strobe lighting, 90% of what I do, whether it be on location or in a studio or a studio that I set up on location where I do headshots for corporate events or corporate situations, I can use these lights. Now, I do have studio lights that I will bring out sometimes, but like I said, 90% of what I do, I can do with this setup right here, which is in my bag. First little light, the Godox AD100. Absolutely love this. This is the AD100 Pro, by the way. Small, compact, powerhouse, wonderful. Next, I've got two Godox V1s. These are on-camera flashes, but yet can be off-camera if you want them to be. If you notice, this one is sitting sideways, where this one is sitting not sideways. I don't know if that's the way to say it. I leave them in my bag like this because when I need to put one on camera, this one sitting sideways is the one I go to. For whatever reason, it's set up. It seems to work better, TTL, to walk around doing events. And I just leave it configured like that because if I ever turn my camera vertically, I can just point it up. Horizontal, I'm back up like this, and this one's always ready to go. So two V1s, the Godox AD100. They all have the round head, which then allows me to take this Godox kit. I can't remember the letters for this, ARK1 or AKR1, something like that. But this kit comes with the barn doors and the diffusion panel and the snoot and the grid, and they're all magnetic and they just go to the front of the lights. And they'll work on any of the three lights that I carry. It also comes with this little card that will just click onto the top. That's real simple. I leave this set up in my bag, and like I said, if I go vertical, I can just flip it, and once again it's pointing up. So that little Godox kit with the round heads, fantastic. The other thing that's in my bag on a regular basis is this bracket The light fits inside the bracket, like so. It then tightens down, and this bracket allows me anything with a Bowens mount can go onto the front of it. For instance, my softbox, which I carry most of the time when I'm on location, or certainly here in the studio. It's what's lighting me right now. So the bracket is a must. The last couple little things that I have, I've got the Godox Pro Trigger. Love this thing. I thought about getting the new X3, I think it's called, the little touchscreen one, but I haven't had a real need to do it. I don't need to spend that money. This thing is fantastic. I don't think it's ever not fired for me, so it's great. And then the last two things I carry around in my bag, when I do real estate, I've got a little level, goes onto the top of my camera like so. There's different ways you can do this. There's actually a level built into the camera, but I like that little level just being on top right there. Makes it super easy. And one of the companies that I will shoot real estate for will have me take photos, but they'll also have me take measurements of the room. So I've got this little, I don't even know what you call this thing. It's a little, sends out the little beam and you measure the room, so I don't have to have a big tape measure. So that's real simple. Carry that around. But I don't, like I said, I don't do a lot of real estate that I pull this out very much. I actually was digging through my bag and found it, and so it is in my bag. I thought I'd share it with you. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what I do. I am a commercial photographer. I do events, corporate stuff. I do some weddings occasionally. And by and large, most of this will go into my bag on most shoots. I will mix and match a little bit based on where I'm going and what I'm doing. Sometimes I don't need all of this and I won't take it all. Sometimes I need it all and I'll bring it all. So by and large, it'll go into two bags. I'm not a big fan of getting one bag that holds it all, because then that bag gets huge and heavy. So I'm kind of in the process of reconfiguring my bags, and I need to figure that out. So if you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, let me know of a good bag. Bags can get expensive, by the way, you know, so I'm not looking to spend a whole lot of money on a new bag, but I would love to hear your insight on what you guys do and how you carry around your gear and deal with, you know, getting too big and heavy. So I don't know. Let me know. I'm going to try to work some things out. I got to, unfortunately, probably replace this box from OIP because it's starting to fall apart a little bit. It is what it is. Stuff gets worn out. It got used for a long time, loved it, and it's starting to get worn out. So, like I said, comments, questions, complaints, leave them in the comment section. Leave me a thumbs up if you would. If you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. And let me know what you think about these What's in My Bag videos. I just kind of did this on a whim. So let me know if it was of any help whatsoever. And you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.